Dre, Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre. You know, one of the biggest lies, and I have a series called Rap Lies, but this isn't so much for that series, but one of the biggest lies was in the Straight Outta Compton movie, where they depicted that when Dr. Dre left NWA and he dropped this album, The Chronic, that Eazy pulled up to a stoplight, looked over his shoulder, honey, and he saw a Chronic billboard and he started shedding tears. Man, why would Eazy cry over this? The NWA was a great film, but that was nonsense. Okay, then there was another part. Wasn't there another part of the movie where Dr. Dre was beating up Bloods at Death Row? Please. Now, he might have had a fantasy of doing that because he was definitely afraid of Suge Knight and still is, but that never happened. But when they have a scene where Eazy-E is crying, why would Eazy-E be crying? Well, they're trying to depict, Dr. Dre left him and then Dre had this huge success and he missed him and he missed out. What do you mean missed him and missed? They were having a beef. They were having a conflict. And Eazy-E got paid off this album. When he said, Dre Day only makes Eazy's payday, that was true. Maybe he was crying out of joy of how much money he made off this album. Rest the soul of Eazy-E. The late great Eric Wright. Short but shout out to him. Look at Eazy-E with this Jehovah's Witness suit on. Hit the like button. Share this video. Subscribe to this channel. Dr. Dre. Eazy-E's real reaction to The Chronic was this. 1993. They have a classic beef, but his real reaction was not crying at a stoplight. Please. It says, according to this article, it says, 1993, Eazy-E responds to Dr. Dre's The Chronic. It says, a response to Dr. Dre's juggernaut album, The Chronic, Eazy-E's It's On Dre 187 Killer was the rapper's second EP. The most notable song from the 8-track offering is the disc Real Mother Effin' G's, where Eazy-E comically took aim at Dr. Dre following Dre and Snoop Dogg's brutal diss on The Chronic's Dre Day. I never met an OG who never did wrong. Try and diss Eazy-E, now N-word it's on. Eazy raps on the track. Who wrote that? Before declaring Dre ain't worth a food stamp. The project peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and went double platinum. Eazy-E passed away years later due to complications from the AIDS, but by which time he and Dre had made amends. Now, I've heard rumors that was kind of exaggeration, but who knows? We would probably be working together right now, Dr. Dre told The Hollywood Reporter in 2015 of Eazy's untimely passing. Dr. Dre says, we would probably be arguing about the work as we did back in the past. It's like every project, we had some little argument about what the project should be creatively. And I would say we would probably still be doing that, but at the same time getting the work done and probably doing something amazing. Now, this says Eazy-E's response was, the classic Real Mother Effin' G's the next year, but that wasn't his first response, and that was not his only response, because the Chronic album, this classic LP, this released on December the 15th, 1992. It's On Dre came out almost a year later, and the Real Mother Effin' G's was months and months and months after. Eazy-E's original response was the same day The Chronic dropped, which was this album, 5150, Home for the Sick. Now, I think this album was kind of like, I guess in the midst of a battle, this was kind of seen as like a forgotten release, and it was kind of was no comparison because, um, sometimes it happens in music where a new sound is emerging, but everyone is maybe not caught up to that. Now, even when you say a new sound emerges and caught up, it kind of turns artists into followers. But sometimes certain sounds have had their run, and this album was Eazy-E still kind of doing the same formulaic NWA Eazy-E sound. And let's see this. This dropped the same day the Chronic did in '92. According to Wikipedia, it says Home for the Sick was conceived after Eazy-E's original project, Temporary Insanity, was shelved due to changes at Ruthless Records following Dr. Dre's departure. Released on December 15th, 1992, the EP helped maintain Eazy-E's presence in the hip hop scene, featuring themes of gangster rap and dark humor. Some of the tracks would later be reworked into his subsequent projects. So this EP, 5 songs, but if you look here, it says that. However, by the time of its release in December '92, some critics noted that the sound felt somewhat outdated, particularly as the West Coast hip hop scene began to embrace the G Funk, the Parliament Funkadelic, George Clinton style, popularized by Dr. Dre. Popularized. That's another thing about the writers and stuff. They only give credit to the most popular person. The most popular person was usually is never the first person. You have to credit many people. Warren G, DJ Quick. There's many people who don't get credit. Lesser known people, but they always give the credit to the most popular person. This is the world you're living in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video. Eazy-E's raw energy and straightforward lyricism. That's funny. Were seen as the people. Never mind. Were seen as a contrast to the evolving sound of the genre. As reported, the production choices on 5150 did not align with the emerging trends. Okay, right there, that right there. This is the problem with writers and groupie ass fans. Why does an artist have to emerge with a trend? Why? Why? This is how you turn artists into followers. Oh, well, like, this new Dre sound, it's like they're sampling funk music, but you Eazy-E, you're not doing it, so it's like you're behind. What do you mean behind? Which may have contributed to mixed critical reception during a time when innovation was key in hip hop music. The EP's reliance on hard-hitting rhythms and a less polished sound reflected Eazy's roots in gangster rap while also highlighting the shifting landscape of hip hop in the early 90s. Well, he certainly made up for that on the next album. Maybe Eazy heard this, all this, and they made up for it very quickly. And then he got Bone Thugs and Harmony. So like even like I said, the part where he's crying at the light and is supposed to infer that, oh, he misses Dr. Dre and he's missing out. How? He got paid off of Dr. Dre leaving. He makes this monstrous comeback. This album is fire. The Real Mother Effing G's. Any Last Word is my favorite song from this album. Give me that nut. It's hilarious. It's on. It's on, which was supposed to be like I think the original disc that they were gonna go with. I never understood why they redid Boys in the Hood on here. I didn't really understand that. But Down to the Last Roach. This album is fire. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Is it better than the Chronic? No, but it don't have to be. This album was a great response to the Chronic. I guess this is probably considered Eazy-E's last great work before he passes. But why would he be? I mean, the idea that he was shedding tears over Doctor. Please. And he gets Bone Thugs and Harmony, and they come out with this classic. They come out with this classic. Thuggish Ruggish Bone for the Love of Money. Come on, man. that Straight Outta Compton was a great film, but some things in it was the definition of creative license. But rest the soul of Eazy-E. Where the hell is MC Ren? The Chronic, a classic album. Dr. Dre. This is around the time when he was shooting at Michelet. But with that said, XDN wins. I'm up out of here. If you want to support the channel, you can click the join button and join the channel with a membership. Membership means you get access to early videos, you get your comments at the top of the chat, you get a sticker on the page, so on and so forth. Also, if you have a video request, you want a question answered, or if you just want to support the channel, you can donate to the Cash App. Is $XDN online, and that is it.